Okay, so this is the girl that we were working on, and as you can see, she's been finished. The head tutorial that I did with her did not turn out good, so I'm going to redo it with this doll here. So we're just going to pick up where we left off, which was doing the head, and like I said, you're going to take your string color, which, this is a new doll, so I have new string, and if you have just a little bit, you might want to go with more, because you're going to need a lot more than you will just a little. This is going to be a lot different than just wrapping a leg or an arm. So even though this is just a little bit of string, it probably would do. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to go ahead and go with the big thick strand of fresh thread, because I think it would probably last a little bit longer. So go ahead and unravel it some, and then clip it back so it doesn't go anywhere. You don't want the whole thing to unravel. And use a significant amount, you're going to need a lot of this, because you have to make that round shape. So what you're going to do is, you're going to take your glue. Whee! Mine wants to fly. You're going to take your glue, and on the back side of your doll, you're going to glue right there at the neck. So put a little bit right there at the neck. And it can be a little bit more than what you need. It doesn't matter. So what you're going to do is kind of pick up some of that glue, just get it a little smeared, and you're going to stick your thread at right about halfway. And just kind of give it a chance to get tacky, give it a chance to glue itself on. It's okay if you have little flyaways like that. It's no big deal. They're going to get covered. Like I said, you're going to build upon this. So the bottom half of it, these first couple layers, doesn't have to be perfect. You want down here to be thin because it's neck, and then the rest of it you want to be the head. So once your string has gotten kind of tacky, and you can kind of pull on it without it coming off, you want to go ahead and start wrapping. And you can cover up those little flyaways if you want to. But wrap downwards till you get to the neck. And once you go around the neck one time, you want to go to the back of it and put a little dab of glue. You only need to go around the neck probably once. I wouldn't do it more than 3 times, because you're going to get a really thick neck, and that's something that you don't want on your doll. So there's my first wrap for the neck. Now I'm going to start working my way back upward. So I'm going to pick up some more of that glue, because there's extra glue on that spot that I just gave it. And I'm just going to keep wrapping and work my way up. We're going to go back over that spot where we originally tied our, started our knot. And we're just going to go upward past it. And work our way just about to the top. Alright, so when you get to the top, make sure you're on the back. And put a dab of glue. Press your string down on that dab of glue. And then, holding that string kind of downward, take your finger and push down onto the toothpick. Pushing the rest of that glue into your string and keeping your string from popping off the top of the head. Okay, so just be careful of that, because you don't want your string to kind of go over it and pop right back off. So that's why you're going to put a lot of glue on the top of this as you wind. So I'm going to go over the top of the head one more time, and I'm actually going to put some glue on there first. Whee! I have a string and it got on me there. Okay. So I have my glue dots on. Little alien person, looks kind of like eyes right now. Looks kind of funny. So, what I'm going to do now is just kind of wrap. I'm going to let the glue just kind of hold the string together. So I'm just going to wrap and let the glue hold the string together. And just work my way back down towards the bottom. And I'm actually going to take this glue dot right here and I'm going to push it and smear it on so that it kind of keeps the string from popping off the top of the head, because that's something you don't want. When you do something like that, when your string pops off your doll's head, you'll know that, hey, I should have put a little more glue on that. So we have a very odd looking head right now. Doesn't look anything like a head. So go back through the middle again, and this will kind of just use this chance to even out any unwanted dips or bumps or anything. You know, if you have a dip, wrap it once or twice more, it doesn't matter. Try to avoid the big bumps if you have a big bump. And remember that when you get to the close to the bottom, you don't want to go all the way down. See how my string kind of stops right here? This is my chin. I'm not going to go any further because I want her to actually have a neck. So, on the back side of where my chin would be, remember to always put your glue on the back side so your head looks nice and everything else looks nice. Put your glue on, and then keep wrapping, and you're going to start upward again. Very slowly make your way upward again, because this is going to create all that thickness of the head. So basically you're just going to go up and down and up and down and up and down until you have the head the thickness that you want it. So if you want a really thick head, you're going to do this a lot. If you want a thinner, more elongated head, then you're not going to do this as much. I actually like them a little bit elongated, but you know, kind of oval shaped. So I'll do a little bit on here, but not crazy amount. Alright, so I'm going to stop right here at the back of my body. I'm at the top again, or almost at the top. I've probably got one more wrap before I'm at the top. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on. And there's my glue, and of course it's going to goo out, but that's okay. You're going to wrap it one more time. Ah, my string's coming undone. See what I mean? You have to be careful of your string coming undone. This may be a little difficult. Sometimes I even have problems with it. Keep my finger on it this time and see if that'll help. So keep my finger on it. And then I'm going to put a big glob of glue because I'm going to kind of seal it just a little bit. And yes, it's on the front, but that's okay. We're going to go one more lap probably. But just use your glue kind of generously on the top of the head because you don't want it to pop off. So we're done with that top half. Done with the top half, and going to work our way to the bottom. And just keep rolling until you're satisfied with the way that your little girl looks. Okay, so I'm going to put some more glue on the bottom. And just kind of seal it off. Okay, that's better. Much better. So now I'm going to end it with a glob of glue, and just like everything else has been ended, just put the string on the glue and kind of seal it, and then cut it off with your scissors. If I can pick them up. And it's okay if it's kind of messy, like this one's kind of messy. See how I left my little strand right here? It's okay. That's going to be covered by hair. So just kind of put you a nice glob of glue on there. It doesn't have to be huge, like that's probably too much. But you're going to put a glob of glue on here, and you're going to seal the head. Put your finger on the glue and spin your doll. And just go all the way around. And don't forget to seal the top so that it doesn't come undone. And don't twist with your fingers too much, because your doll will come out kind of messy looking. But twist it, cover it with glue, and then set it down and let the head dry, so that all of this right here is covered, because you want to seal that whole head with a thin layer of glue, and that will keep or it should keep your head from popping off up here. But the way that we wrapped it should have also helped. So what you're going to do is just let that dry, and go ahead and decide on what kind of hair you want. You know, do you want it curly? Do you want it straight? You know, go ahead and decide that, and just kind of let that dry. Okay, while our chick's head is drying, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to make a bow. So take whatever color you want, and probably about, I don't know, 5-6 inches. You don't need much. And clip it. You will have waste, but that's okay. The more that you work with this, the easier it will be to make bows, and you won't need the whole thing. Once you start getting the hang of how to make bows, you won't need all of this. You're going to make a loop on one side, and with your longer tail, you're going to go around and then push through like a little pretzel. So see, there's my bow, nice and extremely loose. So you're going to pull just a little bit on the loop that you made, and to kind of tighten it up. Then you're going to kind of just wiggle it as you go. Pull on your loops a little bit, and then pull on your tails a little bit. So just pull your loops until they get the size you want them. And see, that's still kind of big, but we're getting there. So I'm going to pull a little bit more, and a little bit more, and then I'm going to pull on my little bitty loops just to kind of tighten that knot, because it will kind of get loose as you pull on your strings. So as you pull on your strings, your knot will get loose. So when you get it closer to the size you want, pull your loops, and it will kind of tighten that knot. And now I'm just kind of pulling my strings down to the same direction, so that my bow kind of looks a little bit more like it should. And now I'm going to do the last couple pulls. I'm going to kind of hold it so you guys can see it. I'm going to pull this string and just kind of pull a little bit more, not much. And it's going to make my bow a lot smaller. I'm going to go to the next one, hold my knot, and pull to make a teeny tiny bow. So leave the tails on it so that you can kind of position it where you want it, and it just makes it a whole lot easier than trying to pick it just the teeny tiny bow by itself. So leave your tails on, leave your bow alone, it should be fine, and just set it off to the side.